Hi everyone, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful little fabric bead pendant. And I put this on a chain and turned it into a necklace. Now I have to tell you, this is not my idea. A lovely lady by the name of Bev Carroll posted some fabric beads that she made on my Facebook page, and I thought they were so pretty. And Bev recently made her own Facebook page, and I will post a link to that down below in the drop down bar, as well as on my blog, so you can check her out. Her fabric beads are absolutely divine. Now, the fabric beads are made with the elastic FOE ribbon that you can find all over eBay and Etsy. However, I found a wonderful seller on Etsy by the name of Donna, and I'll give her information a little later in this video, and I'll show you some of the ribbons that I purchased from her site. They're really, really pretty, and I thought they were very reasonably priced. So I'll show you all of that a little later on. Now this is a collaboration video with my friend Craftie, and she's going to show you how to make these simple little unwrapped bead dangles in a video that I will direct you to, and I'll post the link down below in the drop down bar, as well as on my blog at happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com. And she can show you how to make these little dangles. And like I said, they're very easy, and once you get the hang of it, you'll be making them by the ton. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how I made these. Alright, the first thing you're going to need is some stir straws, stir or sip straws actually. And these are the little straws that you find at the coffee shops to stir your coffee with. And the reason why you want them to be sip stirrers is because you need that hole in the middle, okay? Now it doesn't matter whether your straws are black or orange or white or whatever, because they're going to be covered up anyway with a bead cap. Now I bought this box of 1,000 through Amazon, and at the time I bought it, I think it was something like $4.87, something like that, and that included shipping. However, I went on the site the other day, and they still had it, but they had raised the price to $5.99. But that does include shipping. Now, if you just want to make a few of these fabric beads to give them a try, just to try them out, then I would suggest picking up a couple when you go to have your coffee, and then you can kind of play around with them. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut 8 inches of this elastic FOE ribbon. And I say 8 inches, however, you can make your fabric bead as wide or as narrow as you want. However, if you want it to be this size, like I showed you, then you'll need 8 inches. Okay, and it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just giving you a rough amount. Okay. And you're going to make the ends look nice and even by cutting as straight as you can, just the tiniest amount off here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have our 8 inches, and I really like this pattern. I think it looks very vintage. Okay, so you can use Fabri-Tac, or you can use the Fabrifuse by E6000. This is what I'm going to use. I know that the gal who inspired me, Bev, she used Fabri-Tac. So to get this started, I found it personally easiest to use a low temp glue gun, and you're just going to barely squeeze the trigger and just kind of brush the hot glue onto the end here like this, just so the straw will have something to hang onto to get it started when you start rolling. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it there like that for a few seconds, and then I'm going to take the Fabrifuse, and a little at a time I'm just going to run this down like this, and like I said, you know, work in sections. Okay. Alright. Now you're going to start rolling, and I just put my index finger behind there and just kind of guide it. That's just my personal way of doing it. There's no real right or wrong way. Just roll it how you feel comfortable. And see, as I'm rolling it, it's kind of pushing against my index finger, so it's making a nice tight roll. Okay. So I'm going to, oh no, okay. My nice tight roll just undid itself. I have to poke a pen in here because I noticed that I was having a little difficulty getting this out. Okay. Alright, well, that's alright. It just shows you that I'm human, and that I could mess up too. Now, once this sticks, then it'll be really hard the next day and solid. Okay, that looks good. Right. So then I'm going to put a little more. And you definitely have to give it that drying time overnight. And just go slowly. You shouldn't be in any kind of a rush or a race to do this. Okay, it's looking good on the end. Okay. And I'm not letting go of this because I don't want to happen what just happened a moment ago and have the whole thing unravel. Now we're going to go all the way down, but we're going to leave about 1/4 of an inch at the bottom empty, because that's where we're going to put more of the low temp hot glue. And that will hold this ribbon together in place so it can dry overnight and become solid. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing as I did at the beginning. I'm going to barely squeeze that trigger, just kind of move the low temp hot glue around. You don't want to put a ton on there because what you're trying to avoid when you go to close it is you are trying to avoid any kind of seepage outside here. That's why you spread it around with the nozzle of your hot glue gun, the hot glue. Okay, so I'm going to hold it for just a few seconds and see, it's nice and neat on both ends. So you're going to leave it on here, and you could actually probably make a couple of beads out of this, but I'm not very nimble, so I have to have this long straw to kind of work with. So that's why I put one bead on each straw. Okay, now I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to allow this to dry overnight. And the next morning when I come in, I'm going to take my precision scissors, and I'm going to cut this off right at the base on both ends. You can also use a nipper tool if you'd like. Now, if a little bit of it pops up at the top like that, that's okay, don't worry about it, because we're going to cover this up with a bead cap anyway. Okay, so we're going to allow this to dry, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I also wanted to talk to you about the elastic FOE ribbon that I purchased. Now I have to tell you that this ribbon, they didn't come on cards, on little wooden spools like this. Those are mine. But the ribbon did come very neatly rolled and well packaged. And I bought this whole set of ribbon for $5.95, and it was only $2.87 for shipping and handling. And I was given 1 yard each of the different ribbons, and I love the fact that this ribbon came as a set, because it gives me a lot of different patterns to play with instead of just one. And the gal who sells this, her name is Donna. She's a really nice lady, and the name of her Etsy shop is Ribbons Buttons Galore. And I will put a link down below in the drop down bar to her shop, as well as a link to her shop on my blog at happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com. So I really encourage you to check her elastic ribbon out. I noticed on her site she also had breast cancer awareness pink ribbon, elastic ribbon, and I was thinking, how awesome would that be to make up some necklace pendants with that ribbon, and you can sell them in fundraisers, or give them to someone you know who is struggling with breast cancer. So I really encourage you to check out her site. And thank you very much, Donna. I appreciate it. And I myself will definitely be back to her website to buy more. Thanks, Donna. Okay, so as you can see, this is completely dry. And I just took my little nipper tool and laid this against here and snipped off the black straw on both ends. Now, if you don't have that, you can also use some precision scissors and cut that off. And if the black part sticks up a little bit, that doesn't matter, because we're going to cover that up with a bead cap. So you're going to need a 2-inch eye pin, and as you can tell, it has a little eye at the top. That's why it's called an eye pin. And you're also going to need a couple of bead caps. I purchased these beautiful gold acrylic bead caps from the US-based Panda haul, and I'll give a link to that. It was very inexpensive, and I'm really loving these acrylic caps because of the fact that they are acrylic. They will never ever tarnish. And I also purchased these beautiful little metallic rondelle beads, and they are acrylic as well, so they will always have their shine. Now, I'm not too sure if the Chinese seller I purchased these from still sells these or not, but I'll check. And if he does, then of course they'll be listed in the drop-down bar below, as well as on my blog. And I believe I paid like $1.29, and that included shipping. I did purchase some in silver too that were really pretty. As far as the bead caps go, like I said, you know, I'll definitely place a link to this one. I'm not sure if they have them in silver. I've only seen them in gold. And you're going to need 2 of the 4mm rondelles, and I just chose this milk glass type pink. And so how you're going to put this together is you're going to make sure that the little eye part is at the bottom, and you're going to slip on the pink rondelle, the metallic rondelle, and I believe this is approximately 7mm wide. Then you're going to place the little bead cap, and this bead cap measures kind of in between a 9 and a 10mm. And then you're going to slip on your fabric bead, and then you're going to be slipping on another bead cap, and your metallic rondelle, and the little 4mm rondelle, like so. Okay. Now I'm going to be making a loop, and I'm making sure this is sitting on my little pinky like that to make sure I have everything all together. And I'm going to bend this like so. Cut off a little bit, leaving maybe a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch. And I want to make sure this is closed. You don't want anything that's open. Like so. Okay? Alright, so make sure this is straight. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is we're going to be placing our little jump rings on with our little dangles that we made, and Craftie will show you how to do that. And like I said, the link will be down below in the drop down bar as well as on my blog. So I have to decide which little dangles I want to use, and I'm going to be placing them on a strong gauge 6mm jump ring. And you want the jump rings that feel tight when you open them. You don't want the jump rings that you can move and manipulate around with your fingers, because these will really stay shut. And I think I'm going to place maybe this pretty blue one on, and then maybe the little half white, half pink pearl. And maybe I'll go ahead and place this little green one on as well. Now I'm going to slip this on the bottom. Like that. And then close this up. Like so. So now we have the the bottom part. It's looking really nice. And for the top, I'm going to take a strong gauge jump ring that's a little larger than the 6mm. And I think this is about an 8 or a 9, but I'll double check with my caliper tool. Yeah, this is kind of in between a 7 and an 8mm. So I'm just going to say 8mm. Use an 8mm. And I'm going to open this up. We're going to place this right at the top. This is what we're going to use when we slip our necklace chain through there. Okay. Now, I'm going to place one more little bead at the top, and I'm not going to place it on here. I'm going to place it right here in that little loop that we made down here. So let's take another 6mm jump ring and open that. And I'm going to use this Swarovski crystal. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's kind of an opal type milky shade, and I really like it. It reminds me of the vintage milk glass. And I'm just going to slip this on right here and then close it. And by the way, all of the beads that I'm using on this, they are 6mm. There we go. So now we have that as well. And I think this turned out so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to be using this gold-plated necklace chain. However, you can really use anything you want. You can use suede cord with cord tips at the end. You can look at Bev Carroll's Facebook page, and I posted just this morning, as a matter of fact, a bead that she made, and she actually used the lace trim that looked like daisies, and it was so cute. All right. I'm really looking forward to making more of these beads. So how do you like it? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you try any of these, be sure to check out my Facebook page. I'd love to see them. And if you could send me pics, then I will definitely be posting those as well. So thank you so much for sticking with me. And God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Bye-bye.